Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Okay, let's just look at BTC USD on the daily. This is actually the 12-hour. I think we're actually entering a period where Bitcoin is in accumulation mode. And the reason why I say that is because of the way that these candles are shaping out to be. There's a lot less volatility than what we saw back in May and June. You can see back at this earlier price action, there was like a fair amount of crazy wicks, especially on lower time frames, in both directions. And like usually this is pretty common after a big shakeout. You'll see like a lot of volatility for the first parts of any sort of accumulation cycle, and after that it will enter some sort of slower price action where it's like you'll see like much less volatile price action. And that's what we're seeing right now. You saw back in June, like you saw like tests of these range highs, like tests of the range lows, like a lot more crazy volatility. Whereas the last week or so has been not much of that at all. Like you just see like very small candles on both ends. I mean, obviously on July 5th, maybe a little bit harsher one, but we're just seeing a lot less volatility the last week or so, and this is the period where I believe that we are entering a mini accumulation zone. Now, of course, accumulation can happen across all time frames, and they're very context specific, meaning that you might see some sort of accumulation happen on like the 1 minute, and then you'll see like a burst up, like 1% or something like that, or you'll see on the other end of the cycle, you'll see accumulation happen for BTC as we saw at 2018 and 2019, where it ranged for several months. And it's similar. Like what I was saying before is like you saw this big shakeout after 6K got wiped out. And this first part of this like accumulation, you saw like kind of heavy volatility where you saw price like doing crazy whipsaw type of moves in both directions, like tests of range high, tests of range lows. And then after that period, kind of after this shakeout here on January 10th, 2019, you saw much less of that crazy price action, much less volatility. Especially back in March of 2019, you can compare these candles overall. Like price really didn't do jack shit during this time. And this is like a good sign of accumulation during this time. And so obviously, as I said, accumulation can happen on all time frames. It can happen in all different ways, in shapes and forms. And the longer that price accumulates, like again, here's in May of 2020, like you see like these candles that are pretty thin, just tight, not much volatility, not much going on. And this is what was happening all throughout 2020. And obviously price expanded hugely, as we all know. So what we're seeing now, in my opinion, is we're seeing price stabilize after lots of volatility. And now I do strongly believe, as I've said the last several weeks, I sound like a broken record, and I have been horrible with my timing. I still believe that 45 to 50,000 is like the next level up. And there's a lot of reasons for that I highlight all throughout my market reviews. But to me, it just makes more sense that we see something like some expansion up to 50,000, and then like hit some sort of lower high, and then hit like a higher low, and then chop around for the summer. Now, I still believe that maybe the macro bottom is in at 30K, but I'm gonna see the reaction at higher levels first, and then kind of go from there. I could be biased because I have BTC, and I do believe that the 30Ks will be the overall kind of bottom for the short bit here, but I'm also going to definitely see the reaction around 45 to 50,000 and see how these support levels hold around 40k to 40 to 30k. And like, you know, if we start to see like some heavy selling throughout 36k or something like that, then like something like 20,000 is certainly a possibility. Again, if it happens like that, then I will be pretty I'll be pretty scared in general, but like let's take it one level at a time, and that's still like a lot of price action to predict in the future. But one thing I do feel confident on is 45 to 50,000 is like the next area of interest for me. Now let's look briefly at ETHUSD. ETHUSD looks pretty decent to me. It tested the 618 fib on the daily and is now just kind of in this choppy type of price action. I do believe that we'll see something like this where it'll grind up to 2,800, pull back a little bit, and then I still strongly believe that mid 3Ks is kind of like the target for me in the short term, or I'm sorry, in the medium term. That's kind of what I'm looking for as a target for ETH-BTC myself. Similar to Bitcoin, I think it'll form some sort of lower high and then chop around for a bit. Some of the altcoins that I'm really looking at are Luna. Sorry, these are all my shitcoin. I have like a lot of them. Luna is one that I'm really looking at, and the reason is that I believe that this is kind of like hit an accumulation zone. You can see these candles are very small in general. This is like, I think the overall bottom for Luna is mostly in. Like, it's still a good project from a fundamental standpoint. And if you want to look at an altcoin, this is one that I would definitely look at. I feel pretty strongly that this is going to at least hit like 10 bucks. And it's possible it even goes to like 15, but you know, let's take it level. But you know, is this going to be a full reversal? Like, I think it's like unlikely. Like, I think that we'll see this like hit some sort of lower high and then pull back. But this is like a good coin to look for. Like, you want to look for charts like this. Like, you want to look for charts that have been just sitting and accumulating for a while. And there's like some pretty good buy volume coming in as well. Like, people that got into the lows are like, you know, awesome, but like I did not. But yeah, it still looks pretty good to me. A coin that looks kind of similar to that is also SXP. SXP also kind of looks interesting to me as well. There is a coin. This is a coin that looks like it's kind of accumulating and chopping around. So it's not as strong as Luna though as a project. Like, I think that Luna will be better. But anyway, look for these types of setups. In my opinion, these are accumulation, and these are the coins that I would target for at least a 30 to 50% move at a minimum. Now, what's my plan? Like, you know, if you are like, if you did enter at like the $4, for instance, for SXP, what you could do is you could just wait and then like sell when it makes a lower high and then just take your loss, or if you like even bought at the top. But that's kind of my plan for a lot of these altcoins, just like de-risk a lot when it makes these kind of not exit pumps, but these like projected lower highs. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited to get back to filming, and I will see you guys on Twitter.